Then I will ask Professor ZEISEL, then the head of Directorate of Federal Ministry of Education and Research.
Yes, thank you very much. I think it was a great event this day, and congratulations to the both societies. I think this was very, very good. I've learned a lot, and I didn't expect that. AI is nowadays really a buzzword, and everyone understands very different things behind it. And so the definition question today didn't puzzling me. I tell you why. Because you can decide this is the definition A or B, the public will not recognize it. They have their own view on AI, and this AI view is an AI view coming from the movies. They think AI is robotics. The AI is always combined in the movies with robotics, and so they combine both. That's very, very clear. So they have not this distinguished view on that as we have. So therefore, the definition is, from my point of view, at least in front of the public, useless. I'm sorry to say that because this is the only point I disagree with my French partners. But it was not you, Patrick, who said that. But everything else, what you said, I totally agree with that, what you said. And I want to. I'm right now have the nice opportunity to set up the German AI program, the full program for the whole government. And if you do so, you look what you've learned in the last 30 years, how innovation is done, and what do others, and what are your strengths and where you can rely on, and what you have to do then to set up a program. That's the way you do it. And so, of course, we also look to US, to Google, the data-driven AI, and we very subtly saw that this is not AI as a total. AI is much broader. It's different, because on the one hand side, AI has a basic technology behind it. It has algorithm, it has neural net, things like that. On the other side, you have applications. And Google is an application, it's not AI. And this application is, they have consumer data and use this consumer data in a clever way to make business. This is an application, this is not AI. And so if we talk about AI, I think we have to go forward in a different way. Of course, data-driven AI is a very important point, but we've learned today that smart AI might be also very important. We cannot neglect the one side or the other side. We have to do both. One said outside during the coffee break, yeah, it's a brutal way to use this mass data and to do deep learning with them. It's quite different to that what the nature does. It's an incremental learning process, and it's a very different one. And this is much smarter. They learn with small data, small amount of data, and a lot of the decisions you do are on small data, not on large data. That's true. And of course, we have to try to get in that direction where we can react with small data and have AIs in a smart way. But on the other side, if our competitors in the world take the brutal way, using mass data to achieve a lot of businesses, to do applications in different fields, autonomous driving, it's stupid to do autonomous driving just with mass data. There's much clever ways. You have cognitive sensors, things like that. It's a much different play. But if you forget that you have also to get the time frame right, then we lose all these industrial businesses. So for me, it's very important that we set up a program and that we do a program which has, on the one hand side, the basic research and the research on AI itself, but then you have also all the application fields. And I'm sorry that I say, for me, robots is an application field. And I don't think that AI is a very important part of robotics. That's very clear. for me at least. But I think the different applications fields has different set different boundaries to the technology development, and we have to see this very clear. And for me, another key factor is that we have mixed teams. If we set up something in institutes, if we create institutes, if we have competence centers, we have to have mixed teams. We have to have engineers, we have to have IT people, we have to have physicians. They have to work together. One of the key factor for the success of MIT is mixed teams. And if we go in the direction of AI, where AI goes in a lot of different application fields, the combination of different teams is a very important factor. I think it's exactly what Patrick mentioned before, at least as I understood you in that way. So I think these are very important key factors. As we setting up our national program, of course, and what's very clear is that we want to cooperate and to strengthen Europe in that, because I think we have to do that on a European level, because the whole subject is so heavy that it's not only done by one country. But I think it's a good thing that we start on the German-French partnership, because I think we have seen this today already, a lot of common research teams between both countries where we can rely on. And both countries are strong, have strong industries, and this is also a very important factor of how we can do, we will do the translation of the things into industry. It was a real point today. A lot of people said, yeah, but now then we have the technology, and who has done the business? It's different in a different country. So we have to gap this difference, and I don't like the word valley of death, but it's really a problem that we have to bring the technology into the markets. And there we have to join forces as well, and this is something where we have to work also on our industries, because this is something industry has to do. There are two minor points, allow me to say something about that. One point was, it was the agencies, mission-oriented. Yes, that's true. My organization has done this 20 years ago. We were very successful. And we are doing this not today because we are not able to do it anymore, but because we have European laws. We have the state aid rules. And I question you, if you set up a new agency, how you will overcome the state aid rules. This is the major problem we face in getting more flexible research funding. And on the other side, it's also the scientists themselves. The holy grail of the scientific independence. How we can set up something like a mission-oriented research program if the scientist says, no, you go in our field, we are independent. So please think about that. It's not just the state, it's also you sitting here accepting that in a mission-oriented world, the freedoms of science, at least in this small area of this mission, is not guaranteed. This is a very important factor. So this is something I wanted to say at the end, and I'm on the other side, I'm looking very optimistic forward, because I've learned one thing. You mentioned Industry 4.0. I'm responsible for Industry 4.0 as well. And this is the same story. Industry 4.0 is not one technology. It's internet, it's communication technologies, it's material science, it's production technologies, and it's also AI. We have in the production sites already AI components in it. So this shows that we are able, if we develop things on our strength, we are able to define things for the world and to getting a leading position in the world again. But, and there's another thing which is very important, the question is how we can do this keeping our standards in privacy, data security, and things like that. This is something we have to think ourselves. Thank you very much.